Hi guys and welcome back to TomTalks. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. And we're back to making football videos because it's the end of the month and it's time to do a recap. And to start with, we're going to do the Man United men because December is very busy, lots of fixtures congested, so I'm doing it now. And it's been an interesting month. We've had two managers. We've had some changes, we've had some controversy, but we've not lost. So that's something. So yeah, let's kick things off. So the final match of October was post Ten Hag. We beat Leicester 5-2 in the League Cup, of course. Casemiro scored 2, Garnacho got a goal and assist, Bruno got a couple of goals. Defensively, we looked quite weak in that game. Being wasn't great, but we got the job done. Got some goals on the board. It was a good victory. We drew with Chelsea in a game that was pretty dull. Bruno scored a penalty. They equalised quickly after. A point against Chelsea is pretty good. You can't really complain about that. We beat PAOK 2-0 to finally get our first win in Europe this season. Amad Diallo scoring twice, including a lovely finish for the second goal and a Bruno assist as well for the first goal. Lovely cross in there. But Amad's determination to get that second goal was great, and it was the beginning of a good spell for Amad. And in Rude's final game, we beat Leicester 3-0 with Bruno getting a goal and assist. Also, his effort deflected off a player and ended up being an own goal. Garnacho also scored as well. Diallo got himself another assist. It was a good performance. It's a decent performance. It's a good win. The Rude era was positive overall. I mean, we got convincing wins over Leicester. We got our first win in Europe. We drew with one of the best teams this year, Chelsea. There's not much to complain. And I think we got some confidence back in players like Bruno, and Diallo was able to show his qualities. Yeah, I think it was a good way to show that these players can do it, can score goals. And it was a good confidence boost. And Rude's gone now. He's the Leicester City manager. But he did a good job as an interim. Very good job. And I wish him the best of luck at Leicester, to be honest. So, the Ruben Amorim era. It started off a bit iffy. We drew 1-1 with Ipswich. Early goal from Rashford. Lovely ball in by Diallo. But Ipswich came back. Lovely finish for their goal. And yeah, we weren't great in that game, I've got to say. Got off to a good early start, but defensively we looked a bit naive. I think we were getting used to the tactics. And a draw with Ipswich isn't a great result, but it's not the worst result in the world, you know. Ipswich have taken points off Tottenham. They've caused problems for other teams. I don't think it's a bad result. We then beat Bodo Glimt 3-2. Very nervy game. Again, got off to a good early start. Lovely pressure from Højlund that led to Garnacho finishing. But then, you know, poor defensively, allowed Bodo Glimt to take the lead. Tyrell Malacia did not have a good return to the team, I must say. He's got to improve. But then, just before half-time, lovely ball into the box by Mazwari. Great footwork by Højlund and a lovely volley. And then in the second half, he finishes off and gets his third. Could he have got a hat-trick? Potentially. Some say Garnacho was a bit greedy. It's one of those ones, really. But we got the job done. Got the win. Not a very convincing victory, though. And again, it showed that we had adjusted a little bit more to the tactics, but not quite. And then at the weekend, it's technically December, but, you know, we beat Everton 4-0. Marcus Rashford and Xerxes scoring twice. Bruno and Diallo getting 2 assists each. The football was really good. The wing play was starting to connect. I think Xerxes is now in a position where he's a threat and he feels comfortable. And Rashford's got a bit of his confidence back as well. Well, that optimism I had when I recorded this video has somewhat gone now, because we lost 2-0 to Arsenal, both goals from set pieces. Again, defensively, we are struggling, but it's Arsenal. You know, they are one of the best teams in the league, even if they are having a bit of a shaky season. So you go, oh, well, you know, it is what it is. We then lose to Nottingham Forest. You know, we go 1-1. We get a goal to make it 3-2 to get back in the game. But the players just don't have that ruthlessness or that energy to sort of, or the desire to get results. Onana made some mistakes in the game as well, but he's been very good most of the season, so I'm not going to hold him to too much on that. But again, we've lost 2 games in a row, and the players just seem absolutely defeated defensively. We're not looking very good, I've got to say. I'm a bit concerned about that. Højlund, I'd say, and Diallo have benefited massively from Amorim, and I think our attacking play is looking a little bit better, and we are adjusting in that sense. But defensively, we're really struggling, and we're probably going to have to go and sign someone in January, really, like a CDM or I don't know. But defensively, we're not looking good, and I am very worried. We've got City next, which who knows what will happen there. City has been having a right mare of things, so who knows. I honestly don't know with Manchester United anymore, but back to what I said before. So, who has benefited the most? Aswari, I think, has. I mean, he's continued to be brilliant. What a signing he's been. Ahmad has benefited. He's playing some really good football. He's a constant threat. And he looks really dangerous and hard-working. I think Rashford's got his confidence back a bit. Bruno is adjusting, but he's still looking good. I think Xerxes has benefited, maybe only in the one game so far, but he's looked better. I think Højlund has benefited as well. I think Dallo is playing a bit better as well, and I think De Ligt can play the back three, so he's looked decent. So that's the players I'd say have benefited. We've also seen Luke Shaw slowly being introduced back into the team, and that's a good sign, I think. We've seen Malacia as well, but I think Malacia needs a bit of time. And Kobbie Mainoo, of course, is back now. Injury problems are relatively dealt with now. But overall, it's been a decent month. We've not lost. We've drawn a couple of games, but we've won the rest. We're into the quarterfinals of the League Cup, where we're playing Tottenham, which will be a difficult game. I think they'll give it a good shot, especially as that is a trophy opportunity for them. We'll have more games in the Europa League. We're getting close to the automatic promotion playoffs, so that's good. And in the league, you know, we're getting close to the top 4 now. So we may still have a chance of getting Champions League football next year. We'll have to see. Yeah, in terms of where we are now, I mean, we're still, I guess, in contention for top 4. We're a bit further behind now. I think it's all to play for. It very much depends on whether these players decide to turn up or not. I think Liverpool, they're probably guaranteed. Chelsea are. But I think outside of that, it's still all to play for. Arsenal and City are both a bit all over the place. Teams like Forest and Brighton, I don't know how consistent they are. When it comes to that, Tottenham are all over the place. Villa have been massively consistent. So who knows where we'll finish. But I'm not as confident as I was the other day, I will say. Our next game is in the Europa League. I can't remember who we're playing, but we need to win that game for confidence reasons. And we want to be in the automatic promotion places, really. We don't want to be playing extra games in a playoff. But yeah, we'll see. But it's a new era. Ruben Amorim has come in. I like his football. I think it makes us a bit more solid in defence. It makes us more energetic and attacking. I think that obviously the players like Diallo and Garnacho who are playing at wing back, who aren't defensively minded, will need some time to adjust. But I think they've looked good so far. so I can't complain. Final thoughts. I'd say we are in a much better position now than we were when Eric Ten Hag got sacked. We look more confident, we're scoring goals, we're keeping clean sheets, we're not... I mean, outside of, like, the Bodo Glint game and obviously the Leicester game where Binder wasn't playing very well, we've not really looked terrible in defence. Also, I will say Onana has been fantastic. Like, he is probably been our most consistent player this season, alongside Mazwari. And I think he has got under the radar, even though he has the most clean sheets in the league. But overall, I'm quite happy with the direction United's going in, and I'm looking forward to seeing what December holds. We've got some difficult games, of course, but I believe in this team. And I think we could definitely finish in the European places. Whether that will be Champions League, Europa League or Conference League, we'll have to see. But I have some belief. I have belief in Ruben Amorim, and I think he's taken us in the right direction. But I will finish off this video because there has been some controversy around the ticket prices, because the ticket prices have been put up to £66 for a match, which on its own, obviously, it's a lot of money, but unfortunately, people are putting up prices for other things. But the issue is it's got up to that for children and the elderly. Well, more specifically, pensioners. That's wrong, because children should not be paying the same prices as adults. You know, the parent is paying for that at the end of the day. And a pensioners get concessions, as do children. They're people in stages of life where they're not earning a consistent wage and they cannot pay the same as an adult. So that's wrong. And they've come out and made a statement saying, you know, we need it to do this to make money. You don't. Like, Manchester United is in debt. I get that. The Glazers have screwed over the club. But you should not be making that money out of the elderly, which again has links to political themes, but we're here to talk about football. But I think this is wrong. But yeah, to summarise that, I completely disagree with what they're doing. And following on from that story, it's now emerged that they cancelled the staff party to save costs. I think Ineos are really making it very difficult to like what they're doing at the moment. I mean, the Dan Ashworth stuff as well. I mean, from the sounds of it, maybe he wasn't the right person to be the sporting director, but they spent a lot of money getting him out of Newcastle, and then they've just sort of got rid of him. It sounds like Ineos are maybe not as clueless as the Glazers. In fact, the Glazers weren't clueless. They knew what they were doing. But it sounds like they're not very good at running a football club. And I know there was a bit of stuff about Nice and how they were run, but it is starting to look like that Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos are having a bit of a mare when it comes to running the football club. And Jim Ratcliffe is making himself extremely dislikable with every statement he makes. There is other stuff to do with the women's team, but that will be in the women's team video, which is already up. And then one final thought. I have touched on it in that video as well, but I'm extremely disappointed in the team for not showing their support for the Rainbow Laces campaign because of Mazwari. It just shows to me that homophobia is a massive issue in football, and unfortunately people will side with people who are homophobes over the gay community. And yeah, it's just disappointing. It's cowardly, and it shows we've got a long way to go in terms of making it fit a comfortable environment in men's football for gay people. But yeah, my add-ons have been somewhat undermined that confidence I had when I recorded this video. But yeah, that is the state of things on and off the pitch. It's a bit of a mess. But that is my thoughts on the current state of Manchester United men. The football's going decently. We're going in the right direction. But unfortunately, the owners are trying to screw over the fans. And it's a shame. And it's managed to unite United, City, Liverpool and Everton fans. So, good on that for taking down tribalism. I don't know. But, yeah, that's my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comments on the ticketing situation, on United's form, and where you think we're going to finish in the league. But until next time, folks, this has been another TomTalks.